What's up, Proay fans? I'm your host, Proayegames, where we learn from A to Z, and today I'm going to show you all my sub-weapon tier list. Starting off with D tier. First up is Line Marker, also known as Angle Shooter. Basically what it does is, it's a way worse version of Burst Bomb. But you hit him directly, it does 45 damage. But if you miss, it will, even when you miss, it will locate them also, which can be helpful but doesn't last as long. And another reason why I put it here as the worst sub is because it can't do wire damage. If it does that, it would be a lot better, Pro A fans. Next up is Sprinkler, which I don't think is very helpful, to be honest, Pro A fans. The only thing I can say it's helpful for is Pain the Zone, which I might actually move it to C tier, to be honest, Pro fans, because it's not useless. And it will do is certain amount of time, it will not paint as good, which is not very helpful. But I recommend using it to paint the zone and help pop the Rainmaker. Next up is Toxic Mist. Toxic Mist basically does is, if they're in it, it slows them down. But it's not very helpful, because you can squid roll through it. But it's really helpful for slowing them down. And also, when you shoot ink, you can't recover, which is very helpful for that at least. Now we're going to move on to B tier, which I think the subs are very decent. Starting off with Ink Mine, which basically does is, if players step on it, it will do 4 or 5 damage to you and locate you. Which, it's very helpful for comboing with weapons. And or to know where players are at when they step on it. Which I recommend using Ink Mine for being really aggressive. Next up is Squid Beacons, which basically does is, when you put them down, you can super jump to them. The maximum you can put out is 3 of them, and the maximum you can jump out is 3 tons. But if your main weapon has the sub, it will destroy it immediately, which you will have to replace them, which I think is really helpful for getting your team back in, to be honest, Pro A fans. And also, if you did not know, when you hit the X button, it will show where the beacons are at in the enemy players. But one thing to keep in mind is that the enemy players can see where they are at too, and they will try to destroy them. But I recommend always checking the map. If they do destroy, you will know where they are at. Next up is Splash Wall. Splash Wall is very helpful for protecting you. It's basically similar to Bubbler, but you can shoot it down like it too and throw bombs at it. Next up is the A tier, which is basically, they are very good subs. Starting off with Point Sensor, which basically does is locate them, which is really helpful for letting your teammates know where they are at. Next up is Curling Bomb, which is basically like similar to Fizzy, but it can help you have good mobility if you need it. But I don't recommend you always fall in it, because If you always follow it, the opponents will try to kill you with the splats. I recommend thinking is this worth it or not to go for the mobility. Next up is Auto Bomb. Auto Bomb is basically a bomb that locates enemy. Not locate, but you know what I mean. Scan for enemies. That's what I mean. Similar to Torp. But if they see if it's the players are there, it will go after them, which is very helpful for knowing where they're at. But the main weakness of Autobomb is you can make it explode very early if you trigger it early, which I recommend doing that if you don't want it to follow you. Next up is the S tier subs, which are amazing, one of the best subs, which I recommend. First up is Suction Bomb, which if you did not know, I talk about it in the guidance on Mint Decapitator. If you want to see that, it's on my TikTok and my YouTube channel. If you want to see it, Pro 8 fans. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out. But anyways, I talked about what I said in the video, which basically it does is like Splat Bomb, but it takes a little longer to explode. It can stick on walls. It can stop enemies from jumping. And it can scare enemies off and move them out of the way, which is very helpful. And destroy shields, which is a very good bomb. Next up is Fizzy Bomb, which basically is similar to Curling Bomb, but if you shake it you can shake it up to 3 times, it will explode 3 times. Which it's pretty helpful for mobility also, but also you can use it to damage players, which is very helpful. And next up is Torp, which is basically similar to Auto Bomb and Burst Bomb combined. Basically what it is. But when you throw it up and it sees a player, it will go after them. But you can shoot it down, which I recommend y'all doing that, Pro 8 fans. But if you're using the sub, always try to do it behind them. They will make it a little easier to take out players and take them a little longer. But you can also use it as distraction, and you can use it to combo like Burst Bomb. Next up is the X tier, which I consider the best ever subs. First up is Splat Bomb, which basically is a good bomb all around. You can roll it, it makes it explode faster, but when you throw it, it will take a little longer to explode. It depends on the situation. But I recommend you rolling it if you want it to explode faster, but if you want to explode, you want to take a little longer to explode, throw it up. And last but not least, my favorite sub is Burst Bomb, which is basically good at pretty much everything. You can paint your feet, you can combo with other weapons, everything you want it to do. And combo your own weapon even, which is very good all around. And I hope you guys enjoy, Pro 8 fans. Until next time, Pro 8 fans, have a good day.